Okay, so today is Saturday. Let's see. Looking at my son's little school calendar, so over here on the fridge, what does it say? It's Saturday, sorry, the May 28th is the 28th. So, Saturday, May 28th, 2016. Yeah, so I'm just going to do a tarot reading. Felt pulled to do that. I'll pick a healing card, and then I'll probably do a part 2 to this with the gem oracle cards. So that will be part 2 to this reading, and for this reading I'm just using my little mini Harmonious Tarot deck from Lo Scarabeo. The gem oracle cards also are from the same company. And then this is the healing deck from Amy Zerner and Monty Farber. And I'll be pulling one from that deck for this reading, as well as a full spread tarot reading. Just for all the Unified Zodiac, just all signs all together, not separated by sign, just for the week. Just an energetic reading. I felt pulled to this deck, and also the healing deck and the gem oracles. So it feels like a sunny, lighthearted energy, and probably because that's the energies I'm picking up on right now. It's Memorial Day weekend, and it's warming up. Like this, all the forecast for my area is going to be in the high 80s. So it's like that's the energy right now. Like getting the bathing suit out and hosing off the deck furniture. So, but we'll see what comes up. All right, so here we go. Just going to shuffle a little bit. Oh. Well, we'll see what that is. 2 of Pentacles. So we'll put that back in and see if it comes back out in the reading, and how it fits in the context with the other cards. And oh, these are such a breeze to shuffle. I love these cute little fairy whimsy fairy tale and the Harmonious deck has that energy, and the name that's what I'm all about, is harmony. So I'm just drawn to anything that has harmony in the title. That's what I'm all about. So my voice is a little scratchy again, ever since my son started preschool. It's been like one bug after another. So we got the itchy summer head cold with the itchy eyes, ears, throat, all the just dry and itchy. So excuse my scratchy voice. I might have to clear my throat. So blame those little preschoolers. It's their fault. Those little demons, they did it. No. The most lovable little demons there are, though. So just kidding. We love our kids, but and we love our kids, and it's also very difficult at times as a single mom. Also the most rewarding. It's very rewarding. So, and that's the 10 of Cups. Okay, so kind of a sign like, okay, all right, you're done shuffling. All right, one more little. Sometimes the 10 will pop out, or like the world or the wheel, and it's like, all right, you're done shuffling. There we go, all the white light. of the unified rainbow, the God grain flow, the only flow I know, key being God. Here we go, here we grow, here we glow. Glow on, everyone. Time to get your glow on. Okay? Bottom of the deck. This, okay, Nine of Swords. I've been getting the Romeo and Juliet kind of vibe from this Nine of Swords of like, oh, if I can't have my true, you know, love or whatever, I don't want to live. So this is like this, I don't know why I've been, last couple times I've pulled that up, it's kind of like, so it's like dramatic, but it's kind of like, come on, we gotta laugh at ourselves because it's so ridiculous, right? So, yeah, that's what I've been getting from that, from the Nine of Swords lately. So, okay. Crowner. I'm going to do a 9-card rectangle with 2 moraines. Those of you who are into glaciers and geology, you know what moraines are. Really beautiful name for a woman, well, man or a woman, but beautiful woman's name, I think, moraine. They're just, it's borders alongside a glacier where all the rocks and dirt and everything gets shoved to the side, so. Alright. We got 9 of Swords on the bottom of the deck, the Romeo and Juliet, you know, Juliet all just heartbroken, oh, I don't want to live, can't see past, you know, that, so that's contingent on her desire to live or not is contingent upon whether she can have her her true love, right? So here we go. 7 of Cups. Okay, well that goes perfectly with, right, the Romeo and Juliet type of delusional kind of not seeing things clearly, perhaps. 4 of Pentacles. So, just show you, just prove. I don't know if you can see it that well, but there's the 7 of Cups, since they're so small. But 4 of Pentacles. 5 of Cups. There might end up being 2 parts to just this one, so we'll see how it goes. Oh, Ace of Cups, the Holy Grail. Ace of Chalices. In this deck, it's Chalices. There's the Judgment card. 7 of Wands. Next we have the 2, okay, so there's the 2 of Pentacles, okay? And the 10 of Cups came up, remember, but I think that was just kind of a sign to me to like, alright, stop talking, stop shuffling, get on with it. There's the Emperor. That's one of the border cards. The other one is the Queen of Wands. Yeah. Queen of Wands and the Emperor are kind of a good match, you know? It's like the Empress was the Queen of Wands. In order to get to be the Empress, she had to be the Queen of Wands first. So that's how I kind of see the Emperor and the Empress as like the King and Queen of Wands. Before they became the Emperor and the Empress, they were the King and Queen of Wands. So we have the Tower. Last card is the Tower. Right before that, the Hermit. And Hierophant. Okay. And those 3 cards go very well together. So let me just take it in here for a second and see how they all make sense together. See what the messages are. What words, feelings, pictures come into my head. Alright, and then with the 9 of Swords. So okay, and just immediately with the 7 of Cups here and the 5 of Cups right here, it's like, of course you're not seeing things clearly with the 7 of Cups because you are stuck on the 5 of Cups. crying over spilt milk. You're not seeing things clearly. See, she's looking down here, and this it's depicted as, you know, this woman who's young and beautiful, and she's looking down here at these 3 cups that are spilled, but then above her head are these 2 cups, and it's like, sometimes all we have to do is look up. You know, it's like we forget to look up. A lot of times, like in movies or something, the bad guy's like, you know, up on the ceiling or up high in a tree or whatever, and they get away with not being seen because we're just so down here all the time, you know, like those pigs snarfling around for truffles, you know, and we forget to look up. And I just got a message that, yes, our head turns for a reason. Our body turns around for a reason. We can turn our head, look up, look down, look left, look right. Our body, you can turn around 180 degrees, 360 degrees for a reason. So you can see the depth, the breadth, full spectrum. And when you release this need to like control things, which is another, it's kind of a delusionary thing, because we can't control anything. The more we try to control something, the more we're trying to attach ourselves to that thing. And the more it is out of our grasp, because there's no such thing as, because attachment is stagnation. There's no such thing as stagnation. So if you're trying to participate in stagnation, it's not going to be what you think it is. It's not going to be rest, because life is constant movement. There is no such thing as stagnation. Even if something appears to be stagnant, a rock sitting there, it's still vibrating, you know. It's vibrating, radiating. It's living, a living, breathing thing. Even a rock, okay? So, and we're mammals, right? So there's no stagnation. So being a control freak, trying to attach to things, trying to control things, is trying to participate in stagnation. It's trying to participate in something that doesn't actually exist. So naturally, natural law, spiritual law, it doesn't allow for it, therefore you can't participate in it. And when you finally realize that and let go, it's like, here you are, you and God. You know the love of God. You know that direct connection, that communal relationship within, between you and God, and between you and all of creation. And there's kind of like, I'm being pulled to the Queen of Wands and the Emperor right now, and I just got this message of like having a partner who may see, okay, so anyway, it just reminded me of the show called Love from Judd Apatow that I just watched. There's only 1 season. I just binged on that on Netflix yesterday, so, or the day before, whatever. But it's like the last scene is this girl just saying, look, I messed up, I'm an addict, I'm a sex addict, I'm an alcoholic, I'm really messed up. If you just give me a year, if you, like, you know, I really want to be with you, I see you're a great guy, just give me a year, be patient with me, and, you know, let me work on myself, and then I'll deserve you. And then he just like puts his groceries down. He's gonna go, because he's all depressed and missing her, and so he's doing the girl thing and going and binging on like Ho-Hos and Doritos and stuff. And technology can bring us together too. It's kind of separated us, but it can bring us together too, and I'll touch on that in a second. But if you just, you know, that's like someone who really sees your potential, you know, and sees that maybe you're not where you're exactly comfortable in your skin and not where you want to be exactly, but you're okay and you're on your way. You know, that's what Joyce Meyer says, and I love her. It's like, I may not be where I want to be, But thank God I'm not where I used to be, and I'm okay, and I'm on my way. And Joycey, we call her Joycey because we love her so much. That message is just like, you know, just allows for people to just be who they are, where they are, on their path, and for us to just be accepting of that, of ourselves, of each other, and not withhold love because you're not all the way there yet. You haven't fulfilled your potential yet. But they see your potential. You know, he's the emperor and she's not the empress. You know, she's the Queen of Wands, and maybe he made it to emperor status, but he can see her as his counterpart. He can see her as the empress. He can picture her already there, you know. And that just made me think of the way the Tibetans pray. It's like their prayer wheel. It's the way they pray is just it's not asking for something. The prayer is the intention, and the intention is one of living your life as if it already exists for you. Whatever the thing is that you need to feel complete, you live your life as if you already have that thing. That's the way they pray. So, and it just makes so much sense, right? Because you need to embody that energy in order to call it into your existence. In order to manifest that energy, you have to be that energy, right? Because then you attract that energy. And I'm getting adaptability from the Two of Pentacles right now. So, yeah, being able to adapt to yourself and your life and accepting others, adapt to the way it is right now, and when it evolves a little more, adapt to that. Just keep learning, growing, and adapting and acclimating. And then you can take on anything. You know, acclimate to a new climatic environment, or acclimate to, you know, whatever it is that you place value on for your own personal evolution. Even if you aren't experiencing it in your, you know, tangible material reality, if you want to learn and grow through a certain experience, and maybe you won't ever experience that, project in your mind's eye a movie of you going through that thing, and what does it bring up for you? What thoughts, what feelings, what viewpoints? Like how professional athletes go through their routine, you know, in their head. They're not always necessarily on the, you know, like gymnastics or whatever. They're not, you know, when they're on the bus or when they're in their hotel room, they're going to sleep, you know, they're doing their routine in their head, you know, they're embodying that energy, they're adapting even though they're not doing it right then, and they get plenty of practice time. But when they're, and that's kind of like a life hacking skill too, that you can kind of broaden your scope and come full circle and up a level through experiences that you create for yourself in your own psyche, and develop the skills, the emotional detachment, or whatever you need to do in order to adapt to whatever situations that you find difficult or that you want to overcome. You know, like working through an apology or something. You may not ever get that apology from that person. So make that movie up in your head. Create that dialogue between you and that person so you can better adapt to your life. You know, this processing, you know. We have to be able to do it on our own. You might not be able to afford. You might not be able to afford a reading, a life coaching session, a psychologist. You may be the type of friend and you don't. When you're with your friends, you just want to have fun. You don't want to dump your stuff on them. So we need to be able to process this stuff internally. Okay, this kriya, this inner work. The self-discipline. And if it's not within our experience, we can't say, oh, well, you know, I don't understand that. I don't have empathy for that because it's not within my experience. But you can put yourself there. You can project and put yourself in those shoes. And shoes, you know, it's symbolic in many different writers and songs. It's used symbolically to represent that. Adapt to someone else's situation by just projecting and putting yourself in their shoes. And adapt to yourself. You may not have that experience for yourself, but you want to have the empathy. You want to gain the empathy from it. You want to gain the experience so that you have more clarity, more esteem, more confidence. So kind of put yourself in your own hypothetical shoes, if you will. The shoes of others, your own hypothetical shoes. Project so that you can have those experiences, whether in your mind's eye, in your sleeping dream, or your waking dream. It doesn't matter how you get there. It's a pathless path. And that just drew me to the hermit, because the hermit kind of isolates in the stillness and the silence, but gets to so many places, right? It's like the pathless path. He doesn't have to do anything. What he has to do is to not do all the stuff he's doing. He has to undo, if you will. And that's the Tower card too. The undoing of anything that's false, breaking down barriers that were actually not barriers. They were just self-limiting beliefs that were false, that you clung on to for whatever reason. They served you, Four of Pentacles. They served you for a certain amount of time, but now they're obsolete. Yeah, you had to be in survivor mode for whatever reason to get you through what you need to get through, but that's over now, so you don't need to be in that mode anymore. Be accurate. Have whatever mode you're in, be accurate and depict your actual life, what's actually happening right now. Okay? And that's the thing about attachments with the Five of Cups. We just keep regurgitating, replaying this stuff in our mind, and it's not actually happening anymore. Okay? Like, we're traumatized because our father was very abusive or whatever, and our father's not even alive anymore or whatever. I'm not, mine is, I'm not, you know. But I'm just saying, you know, in general, we can hold on to all this pain and trauma and suffering that we suffered in the past, if we don't see things clearly. You know, if we don't look up, we got to remember to look up. There's two cups. All she's got to do is rotate her head just a little bit. Let go of those things that no longer serve you. Your dad isn't still abusing you. Your wife isn't still cheating on you. You know, and a lot of times we hang on to this stuff so we can be martyrs, right? Because it's serving us for whatever reason to be miserable. You know, maybe we have enablers in our life that are, you know, giving us sympathy and helping to feed that, you know. So we have Seven of Wands, the Judgment, and the Hierophant. Getting like, if you can't speak up for yourself, let your higher self do it. I think like that split personality thing, like disassociating yourself from your higher self and being like, hey, I can't handle this, letting your higher self come in. And whenever I see the Seven of Wands, I just think Vishuddha, throat chakra, time to throat chakra up, people, and speak your truth and stand in your power. Because when the trumpet calls, and I had a dream about the trumpet calling, and I pulled a verse from the Bible about the trumpet. It's just, when the trumpet calls, it's a call to duty. And your duty is to be true to you. That's your only obligation in this lifetime. And whenever I say you in any reading, I'm referring to your highest self. Okay? Mind, body, soul. Mind, body, spirit. Inner community, flowing, unified. When the trumpet calls, you're going to have to stand your ground and speak up for yourself. In the highest of the high, when it comes to righteousness. And I don't mean ego. When I'm talking righteousness, I mean natural and spiritual law according to God's plan. That's true righteousness. That's our true nature, which is love. Ace of Chalices. So when the trumpet calls, you're going to have to speak up. Speak your truth. What's your truth? My truth is I know how much I'm loved by God. Perfectly loved. Instantly. Effortlessly. Constantly, consistently, unwaveringly loved by God. That is the thing that fulfills you. That's the thing that gives you your wings and makes your cup just runneth over. Because when you have God's love, all you need is one cup. You don't need a bunch. You have one big giant cup and it's just flowing all over the place. Making a big mess of sticky, flowing honey, nectar, right? The milk and honey. God's love is the milk and honey of life. It's the sweet nectar. It's the flow of all that is. And the hermit seeks this. The hermit knows that everything else has been unfulfilling up to this point. What's the secret ingredient? What's the missing ingredient? What's it going to take for you to stop looking at the ground of the 3 spilled cups and look up to the 2 above your head that God's offering you? What's it going to take? It's going to take a lot of self-discipline, I'll tell you that. And I've been doing it for only 3 years. And it's like, it's a test of faith, I'll tell you what. But I've learned to just let go and let God. When I can't handle it, give it up to God. God has all the answers. God designed it all. Akata, the architect, the creator. Where there's a problem, there's a solution. Where there's an in, there's an out. Up, where there's an up, there's a down. It's all in perfect balance and harmony. But we just need to be the hermit to come to that realization that we're already okay. We're already perfect. And when you know God's love, whether you find that through being the hermit or you have, you know, a guru, which just means teacher, you know, someone who you can spiritually draft, just like in